everyone, my name is Svetlana and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you some of the foundations that I really like. I'm all about radiant, hydrating, very natural looking foundation. I feel like it was my skin type and I have more of a dry to combination skin. Radiant foundation just looks so much better. It doesn't accentuate my fine lines or wrinkles or any imperfections that I might have on my face. That's why I prefer more of a dewy foundations. If I look at my collection, about 99% of them are dewy and only a couple of them are more on the matte side, but not extremely matte. Extremely matte foundations just do not work for me at all, and I just try to stay away from them. So if you just like me, all about dewy, radiant and hydrating foundation, just stay tuned. I'm gonna start with this year my favorite foundation. I did use it today and I'm talking about Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation, and I got it in the color 280. They do have 50 shades of this foundation. It's a lot. I'm pretty sure you can find the right one for yourself. This foundation does oxidizes. It's a little darker for me right now because I'm more pale on the winter time, but I love this foundation so much. It's medium to full coverage and a very natural finish. It's very lightweight. When I apply this foundation, I do not feel it on my skin. It feels and it looks very natural, especially if you can get the right color of the foundation, and I'm obsessed. I love it so much. It is a little more on the pricier side, but this foundation is totally worth it. It does have a pump. It goes on so smoothly. I do like to use the sponge or the brush to apply this foundation, and it just looks flawless. The next one, and this is my second top favorite foundation, and it's Becca Skin Love a Weightless Blur foundation, and I got it in the color olive. I did have a little harder time finding the right color for me. I do like the way olive looks on me. It's not my perfect color, but when I do apply the powder and then the bronzer and everything else, when I have the finished look, it looks very beautiful. This is also medium to buildable coverage. It has a super velvety finish. Whenever I apply this foundation, my skin just feels so luxurious and so beautiful, and it just feels very lightweight. And this is my second one that I actually repurchased. It also a pump just like the Fenty Beauty, and I do actually like it because I use no more than one pump, and that way I'm not wasting the foundation, and it does make it a little messy. As you can see, I didn't clean it up before this video, but I do love these two foundations. They are a little different. This is a little more dewy, the Fenty Beauty, and this is more velvety finish. I do love both of them for different reasons, and they just look flawlessly on skin. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and this is Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and the Concealer. This foundation compared to the other two foundations are a little more full coverage, I would say. Even though it's lightweight, I can feel this foundation a little more than the other ones. I do love to use this foundation on the days when I'm not really well rested, because this foundation works magically if you have any dark under eye circles, and I do have more of a hollow area under my eyes, and I love this foundation. This is full coverage, very moisturizing foundation. It will cover any possible imperfections on your face, any redness, any acne, as I already said, any dark circles or anything like that. This foundation is amazing. Okay, my next one, and I'm gonna jump to some drugstore foundation, and this is Loreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup, and I have it in the color of W5 or Sand Beige. I don't even know how many years I was using just this foundation. When I started working, this was my first high-end. This is not a high-end, this is a drugstore foundation. But L'Oreal used to be a little more expensive, and of course when I did have a job that was a little pricey. So when I started working, I started purchasing this foundation. I have used just this foundation for probably about 3 to 4 years, and that was my go-to foundation. I loved it so much. I still really like this foundation. I actually do like to apply it with just my fingers. I don't use a brush or I don't use a sponge. It has this very lightweight, healthy, luminous finish. It's very smooth, and as I already said, you can use your fingers to apply this foundation, and it looks so super duper beautiful. So this foundation has for sure a spot in my heart. The next one, and this is also from L'Oreal. I just love L'Oreal foundation. They work for me, they work for my skin, and they look so beautiful and flawless on my skin. So this is the drugstore foundation that I go to all the time, and this is a Pro Glow Infallible 24-hour foundation. It has a radiant finish, it wears up to 24 hours, it has medium coverage and a light texture. I personally think it's more of a light coverage because every time I apply it, I still can see all of my freckles and everything else, and this is the reason why I like this foundation, because when I want to look like I have very minimal makeup, then I go for this foundation. I tend to use this foundation a lot when I work in the summertime because it's super lightweight. It does have a SPF in it as well, and this is why I really like to use this foundation in the summertime. I used to never ever care about the SPF, and now I'm all about it. This foundation doesn't break me out. It looks very beautiful, very natural looking. It's super easy to apply it. I love to apply this one actually with the brush the most. I feel like I can blend it in a lot better with the brush, and it looks very radiant. It is a radiant foundation, and as I already said, the fact that it does have a SPF in it, it's awesome. It's super cool. The next foundation, and this foundation is the most luminous foundation out of all of them, and this is Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. This is the most radiant, the most luminous foundation. It does have something in it. I actually almost don't have any of this product anymore. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm talking about. If you use this foundation, you for sure do not need any highlighter, you don't need a bronzer, you don't need anything extra shiny because you might look like a Christmas tree. But this foundation looks so beautiful on a nice summer tan skin. I love it. At first I thought it's gonna be just too much luminosity, but I fell in love with this foundation. It's super lightweight, it could be buildable, but this is more like the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. I feel like it's lightweight and it stays more on the lightweight side. The only bad thing about this foundation is that they only have 9 colors. This is the closest color that I thought would work for my skin tone, and I got it in the color beige. Most of the beige colors are a little lighter, and this one I feel like it's dark for being a beige color, but since there's only 9 colors, this is the only bad thing about this foundation, because you might not be able to get it in the color that you want. But I love the finish, I love the look of this foundation. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for my weekly videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye bye.